let's talk together for a few minutes about the angry negotiator and how to think about the role of anger in a negotiation. Remember, as we've talked about so far, part of a style that some lawyers adopt is really a very competitive and aggressive style. And one of the risks of that competitive and aggressive style is that what it can do is it can provoke the other side. It can make them dig in. It can make them talk about and think about things in terms of identity and their insults and that they've been lied to. And of course, anger can start to rise. And the trades are not unlike any kind of disagreement you might have with a spouse or a good friend where you're escalating up with exchanges of salvos that lead to deadlock. So let's talk for a few minutes about that role of anger and relate it to strategy and style. One of the things to realize is that when you feel yourself getting angry, that you have to know it, spot it, identify it, and then turn yourself into a listener. Let me go back to that knowing it for just a second. You know, very often, can't we feel ourselves getting angry? We recognize and feel that our blood pressure is rising, we're going to get hot in the face. We recognize that what's going on is that we are not choosing, but we're reacting to what it is that's going on. And when you have that feeling, the folks at the Harvard Negotiation Project have written a wonderful little book that's called Having Difficult Conversations. And in that group's book, Having Difficult Conversations, they suggest that the ability to manage anger starts with your ability to see it and feel it in yourself, and frankly, to recognize it in the other. By a voice tone change, by the flush in the face, to recognize those same cues in the person who is your opponent. Once you see that the anger is getting in the way, then they suggest a very specific kind of statement to try to break the escalating cycle that the anger can create. And the specific statement is to name it. You know what? I can feel I'm getting angry, and I can see that you're getting angry too. And I know that what happens when we get angry is that our level of discussion can escalate to the point where we're being counterproductive for our clients' needs and goals. Now, my suggestion to you is then that what I need to do is I've got to shut up for a while, and I've got to make sure that I listen and understand better the position that you're taking. Because I am missing something, and I'm feeling like this escalation is counterproductive. I'm missing how you're seeing it. So what I'd like to do is, I would like to try, if I can, to do nothing more than hear where we are so far for you, what your position is, and try to understand it completely. So the idea is, listening is key, and active listening is key to communicate that you are open to what the other person has to say, to break the cycle of anger. Paying attention to them, restating what they have to say, summarizing what they have to say, and frankly, be careful here, because the anger can make you summarize it unfairly and it's overstated. But summarize it fairly. Focus then on the nodding of the head and the kinds of nonverbal communication skills that you do when you're trying to indicate that you're open to what somebody has to say. Ask follow-up questions. And remember the problem-solving tie here. Ask about what need does this serve. Ask about whether that's a need that in any way can be seen as a shared need. And explore with the other side whether there are possible additional solutions to that position that they're taking that might be explored in the process.